Hello friends, let's go shopping for raised garden beds. Hey guys, it's been a while since I've been on YouTube. I've had quite a lot going on personally, but I will explain that in another video. But for today, my daughter and I are shopping for raised garden beds at our local Home Depot, and they have such a great selection this year, guys. I really want to share with you in case you're looking for some options for your planter boxes this year. So first off, this caught my eye. I thought this was a very sturdy and well-made planter box, but in fact, it's a fire ring designed to help you have a campfire basically in your yard. But I think this would make an excellent planter box because it is 3 feet across and about 12 feet tall and very sturdy. Because it's made out of galvanized steel, it can resist the elements outside, and I think it would be a very nice addition to any yard space. It doesn't have a bottom, so that would allow worms and other beneficial organisms and bacteria to enter your soil naturally, and I really do think this would be a great option. At my Home Depot, this was about $49. I did notice that it was about $55 online, but at least you do have the option of ordering it and having it brought to your house. Next up, guys, I really like the look of these aged oak barrels. So these are very sturdy. As you can see, they're aged oak. They're comprised of slabs of thick pieces of wood banded together with, I believe it's a steel band. And these are also made in the USA. They're actually kind of versatile because you can use them as a planter, as a fountain, or even as a pond in your yard or balcony. And these are about 26 inches wide and about 17.5 inches tall. So a pretty nice size for a couple of your vegetables. I think you could probably put maybe 2 tomato plants in here, eggplants, zucchini. They're quite large. You could put a variety of herbs or leafy greens in here also. And as you can see, they had some options that were more aged. They have more of a patina on the steel, and some options that look newer here to the right. Either way, they look like a pretty durable option, very attractive, and they do have drain holes drilled in the bottom for you. And right next to those barrels, we have the galvanized stock tanks, which are becoming very popular, I've noticed over the past couple years. The company that makes these, at least in my area, is called Bellin. They're American-made, American company, and they offer quite a nice variety of stock tanks. So the first one that I wanted to show you is about, I think, $82. And this is a 2 foot by 4 foot by 1 foot deep stock tank. Now this one doesn't have a drainage hole, but of course you can drill some in yourself to allow for proper drainage. Depending on what you're planting, you may or may not need drain holes, but most likely for your vegetables you do. And right next to those, we have a larger stock tank. This one is $129. I did notice online that this one is $139. And this one is 2 feet by 2 feet by 6 feet long, and it does have a drainage hole there at the bottom. And this would make a very attractive planter in your yard or balcony. Because it is about 2 feet deep, if it were me, I would fill the bottom probably 1 foot with some biodegradable materials to cut my costs of having to purchase the soil to fill up a 2 feet deep planter box. And right next to those guys, we have the 2 foot by 1 foot by 6 foot shallow tank. These are also very attractive, and being 1 foot deep, that's plenty space for most vegetables. You would just need to drill a drainage hole in the bottom. And again, those are also made by Bellin, which is a US company. Now guys, these are so cute. These are actually Jack Daniel's whiskey barrels. They're Jack Daniel's whiskey barrels that have been cut in half. They're aged oak, and each one is quite large. It holds about 3.5 cubic feet of soil, so you'd have plenty of room for your veggies and herbs and flowers, whatever you like. And these were all really nice options that we found outside of our Home Depot. Next, I'm going to take you inside to the garden center and show you what they have to offer this year. Okay guys, so this is a pretty nice elevated planter box. It's made by Vigoro. I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but you're probably familiar with them because they do offer a variety of different soils out there in the garden center. And as you can see, this one is $118 and it is about 31 inches tall, about 45 and a half inches long, and about 24 inches wide. So it's a pretty good size. It's also rot resistant, and you can put it together very, very easily. I was looking at the instructions and I don't think you need any tools for this. So it's very, very user friendly. It looks attractive, and I love that it has a shelf on the bottom to store maybe a watering can or maybe a bag of fertilizer, tools, you know, whatever you could think of. We always need extra storage, right? Now this next raised bed I thought was really cool. I love the way it looks. It has that corrugated tin look. It looks kind of industrial. And when I felt this one, I realized that it's not wood, it's composite. So the benefit of a composite material is that it will never rot, and it's a lot more lightweight than solid wood. So depending on what you like, this might be an option for you. Now this one again has an open bottom, but it does have a liner that's attached by Velcro. It looks very, very simple to put together. The company I think is called CNCH. I wasn't able to find too much information about this company, and I also could not find this on the Home Depot website. So if you're interested in this particular box, you would have to go into your Home Depot to buy it. This one is 2 feet by 2 feet by 1 foot deep, excuse me. And guys, here is another product offered by the same company. This one's 4 feet by 2 feet by 1 feet deep. So why do I keep saying 1 feet deep? It's 4 feet by 2 feet by 1 foot deep. And this one is about $30 more at $128. Next up, we have a cute little V-shaped compact planter. I know the sign says that this is cedar, but it's actually made out of American pine. It's untreated wood, so no chemicals. This one measures about 30.75 inches long, 19 inches wide, and about 10.25 inches high. So it's a great size for a patio, a courtyard, or any other small space that you have. Are you enjoying my video? If so, please give me a big thumbs up so YouTube knows you like it. And better yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and hit that bell so that way you'll be notified of every new video that I post. And most of all, please leave me a comment down below. I'd love to hear from you. Next up, guys, we have a larger planter box. This one actually holds 7 cubic feet of soil, so you'd be able to grow quite a few vegetables in here. This one measures about 41.7 inches wide, about 36.6 inches tall with the stand, and the planter box itself is about 23 inches deep. It holds 7 cubic feet of soil, as I said. It's a very large planter. It's very functional because it has that shelf down below, which will allow you to hold your soil or your tools, or as you can see, more vegetables, more pots, whatever you like. This one's about $129. And this is another one that I did not see on Home Depot's website. I only actually saw it in the store. So if you're interested, go down to your Home Depot and take a look. It's functional. You can also use it as a beverage bar once it's filled with ice. It's very attractive if you like the more vintage look, more of a farmhouse style. Very cute. Now this cedar raised garden kit I have seen before. I believe I saw it the past couple of years here. And what I love about this, again, it's cedar, which is more rot resistant than pine. This one is very easy to put together. You don't need any tools. The bottom's open, so that means that the worms and the bacteria and things like that, the beneficial things in your garden, will be able to find their way into your soil and help benefit your vegetables. So this one is really great. And that measures about 4 by 8 by 10.5. So for a price of $82, it's not bad. The planter box that I built was 4 by 6. And that cost me about $70 buying everything from scratch, so that's not too bad. And next up, finally, we have a bunch of different galvanized planters made by Barron's. Now, Barron's is a company that's been around for over 100 years, so you know you can trust the quality. This cute little set of 3 oval stock pots is about $39, I believe. And you can get a 5-quart, 3.5-quart, and 2.5-quart stock tank all nestled together. And now my lovely assistant is holding up a 30, actually I think that's the 15-inch steel trough. That one is very cute. It's only about 29 bucks and it just lends that vintage type of farmhouse type of style. And you can use these indoors or outdoors. And next up we have the $79 30-inch planter with legs. Now again, these planters don't have drainage holes. You could drill some drainage holes if you wanted to, or you could just place your pots inside the planter for a nice decorative look and kind of keep everything corralled together. $79. Again, the company is Barron's and they've been around for a really long time, since 1911. I think the hanging planter boxes here are really, really adorable. I would get this and hang it over either a balcony rail or possibly over a fence, you know, your fence that divides your home from your neighbors. I think that'd be so cute. One really cool thing about these planter boxes here is that you can actually remove the hooks. So if you don't want the hooks in the back, you can just have it freestanding, you know, on a table, counter or something like that. And these $69 galvanized planters are just a smaller version of the one that I showed you a minute ago. That was $79. These are 20 inches long rather than 30. Thanks for coming along on this quick little shopping trip to Home Depot to look for raised planter boxes. If you don't want to build one from scratch like I did last year, go ahead and head out to Home Depot and see if you find something you like. If you like this content, please like, share, and subscribe. Leave me a comment. I would love to hear from you. Talk to you later. Bye.